Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky. I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Tell me, what do you do up in heaven? Are your days filled with love and light? Is there music? Is there art and invention? Tell me, are you happy, more alive? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky. And I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. I hope you're dancing in the sky. And I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Since you arrived.
Good morning and welcome to you all. My name is Rosie Kaplan, and it is an honor for me to be here today to help to farewell, honor, and to certainly celebrate the life of Dorothy Everett, known to you as Dottie, Dot, Mum, Granny, or Nanny, and for the duration of our farewell and celebration today, she's Dottie. Before we begin, we will acknowledge her life with the tolling of the bell 3 times. I would now like to invite her daughters, Carol and Colleen, to come and light candles. Dottie's loving family all thank you for being here today to farewell her. And they appreciate that you have put aside your usual daily tasks to be with them here to say goodbye to the very kind, funny, selfless, friendly, and gentle Dottie. At the completion of this, our ceremony of farewell, and to celebrate a life well lived, they invite you to join them for light refreshments at the Cherry Street Sports Club in Ballina. This was Dottie's place, and she loved playing the pokies there. And you could, while sharing memories and stories, laughter, and probably tears about Dottie, have a quick remembrance flutter. Between us, we hold many different faiths and beliefs, and I trust that yours will hold you at this time, as we join here to mourn and to honour Dottie, to pay tribute to her, and to celebrate the life she shared with you. Dottie was in Bupa Aged Care Ballina for 5 years. She was much loved there. The staff would sit people with her knowing she would nurture them. They also sent new staff in to shower her, as they knew she would be generous and caring with them and teach them how to do a great job. There have been a few crises over the last few years, but Dottie always rallied. But over the last 8 weeks, after she suddenly stopped being able to walk, Dottie slowly reached the end of her life. Even though 2 weeks ago she was playing Monopoly, she was tired and she was ready to go. Her adored and adoring family all came to say their farewells. And over her last few days, there were all sorts of synchronicities, signs, and connections, including a rainbow, which felt like her adored husband and soulmate Jack was coming to get her. As Dottie faded, her family gathered in close and made sure she was never left alone. She died peacefully, nestled in the loving embrace of her 2 daughters, Carol and Colleen. This ceremony today is an established and an important waymarker in our navigation between who we were when our much-loved Dottie was alive and who we are going to be in this new world without her. It can be a difficult transition, but it can be greatly helped by attending here today. We become a community, as we are all here for the same reason. We've all brought our love and our care with us today. We can feel closer and more connected, and with this community heart, we can hold Dottie's family and each other as we all make the transition. Grief is our close companion in this transition. It is the journey from what we knew to what now is. That journey is the hard and rocky road we traverse to settle our grief. And grief's companion is often tears. These are healing both today and any other time they appear. And remember that tears, whenever they show up, are only available to you because of your love for Dottie. Dottie's passing will leave a huge gap, as she has added her own unique, joyful pattern to the rich tapestry of life. Her presence amongst you will be sadly missed, but she will live on in the memories you hold, in the love you share, and in the stories to celebrate her that you will continue to tell each other. I didn't know Dottie, but speaking with her family the other day, I learnt a little about her. She was, they told me, deeply selfless. She also had a great sense of humour, and there was always laughter around her. She was a devoted grandmother. Nothing was too much. Drawing on the walls? Never mind, we can wash it off. She just loved her family, both the family in Yorkshire and, of course, her family here. And she loved her pokies. Jean and Rose were her companions in this. And in Bupa, she played lots of card games, mostly addiction, which they called confusion. Wenda, one of the card players, wrote this poem about the game, and I would like to invite Cecile Davis to come and read it to us.
Hello, everybody. Is Wenda here? Betty? This poem was written by Wenda, and it's called Addiction. I've also named it Ode to the Ladies of the Sunset Lounge. At 3 o'clock in the Sunset Lounge of Bupa Aged Care, you will find 4 happy ladies playing cards with nothing else on their mind. They say addiction is what it's called, but confusion's the game we play. We never remember whose deal it is. Betty? Dot? Wenda? Gay? Each card is different. 3 is miss a turn. The king's constipated and 10's a burn. And we get quite excited when we hear the urn, because that means a drink's on the way. 2 of us are 94, 1's 88 and 1's 84. But age doesn't matter, that's for sure. It's friendship we share each day. Now just one is missing and now another. We are sad, Gay and Dotty. There's a gap where your chairs should be. So keep a place for us at your table in heaven. Then we'll all laugh again, you'll see.
Thank you, Cecile, and thank you, Wenda. I'm now going to hand over to Craig Willis, who will give Dottie's eulogy on behalf of the family, and he will be followed by Anne Graham, a long-time family friend.
Dorothy Everett, born Dorothy Grubb on the 19th of June 1929. To parents Cecil Grubb and Nellie Peacock. Mum always found it funny that a peacock married a grub. Dot was born in Hull, Yorkshire, England. Dot was the oldest of 7 children. These are Raymond, Dorothy, Kathleen, Eric, Irene, Kenneth and Michael. Only two remain living today, and they are Kathleen and Michael. They live in Hull, North East Yorkshire, England. Dot, Mum, she was 10 when World War II started and 16 when it ended. Her family lived out of the city on a farm, so they took in children during the war to keep them safe from the heavily bombed city of Hull on the east coast of England. Her father had a dairy, Kiwi thing, and where they were up early to help milk the cows, and then Mum went on the cart with the father to deliver the milk, even during the cold, snowy winters of the northeast England. Dot left school at 13, and Grandma Grubb paid for her to go to secretarial school, where she learnt bookkeeping and typing. Dot was out in the workforce when she was just 14 and always worked in offices except for a stint on night shift at the Leeton Cannery. Dot met Jack Everett when she was 19 and was engaged to Tim Riley, but broke it off when she fell in love with her soulmate-to-be, Jack. Jack was a driver for her father's trucking company. Jack and Dot married on the 16th of April 1949 when she was 20 and Jack was 21. They had John in 1950 and Carol in 1956. In 1958, as 10-pound poms, they set off on a 6-week sea voyage to Australia. Dot was always seasick, so it was a nightmare journey for her. Dad and the kids were enjoying the trip while Dot was ill in the cabin below decks. Jack was so brown from the constant sunshine that someone asked him if he could speak English. He replied, "Of course I bloody can." It was a tough few years initially in Australia. Mum's brother Ray was a shearer in the Riverina, so they came straight to him. Shortly after they arrived, Dot received a telegram saying her mother had passed away. This was heartbreaking for Dot, who was very, very close to her mum, but could not afford to go back to her mother's funeral. Blowing up page 2. In fact, they couldn't afford to go back to Hull for 16 years when they took 6 months long service from their jobs. Sometime later, Dad's sister Joan and husband Arch and their 2 girls immigrated also to Australia. Colleen was born in 1962 in Leeton, where she still lives today, with husband Craig, myself, 4 children, and many grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Dot and Jack eventually were able to buy a housing commission home in 1962 with a £100 deposit, which they'd won on a lottery ticket, which they'd called Lucky Colleen, as Colleen was the newborn baby at the time. The equivalent of £100 today is $197 Australian. They lived in Railway Avenue, Leeton, almost until retirement age. The area was all new homes and young families, so there were many happy memories of the house and a garden full of friends and families. Anyone who knew Dot will know that she loved the children and was always surrounded by kids from everywhere. Mum was a very organised person, except for her kitchen cupboards. They weren't organised at all. They were full of Tupperware or toys for the kids to play with. Dot and Jack loved having a good old sing-song and a game of darts. We always had a dartboard in the lounge room. Mum and Dad, Dot and Jack, played for years in the local darts competitions. Dot started working in the funeral industry as a bookkeeper when Colleen started daycare around 1965. Dot worked at Ashton's Tyre Service and funeral directors for the last 25 years in the office and arranging the funerals. When Ashton sold to Watkins Funeral Directors in Narrandera, Mum ran the Leeton office and funeral parlour. She was there until she retired, aged 65, in 1994. Dot and Jack loved to travel. Dot loved driving, so their holidays were as far away as Adelaide, Perth, Brisbane and Cairns. They loved to travel and visit family and friends. They went to New Zealand with Carol after Steve died. They had their first trip back to England when Colleen was 11 in 1973. Jack and Dot had several trips back to the old country and absolutely adored all their family over there. They loved having sing-alongs like the good old days in the wonderful ambience of the old English pubs. They also travelled quite a lot in the UK, even reaching John O'Groats at the top of Scotland, also attending the Edinburgh Tattoo. Jack and Dot moved to Ballina to live with Carol and Steve when Steve passed away suddenly in 1998. Jack passed away also in 2001. Just blowing up page 3. Dot and Carol, Jenny and Anne all went to New Zealand after to visit Steve's family and had many laughs and made great memories. Dot, Carol, Jenny Bax also went to the UK after Jack died, calling into Penang in Malaysia to spend time with our special family friend Rose McGrath and her family. Lots of love, laughter and more great memories were created. Dot stayed in the UK for a few months and then came home to Ballina to her own unit, eventually moving to the Lakeside Holiday Village where she met some very good friends, especially her bestie, Jean Peters. Dot also spent some time living with Raylene, her niece, as her carer before moving into a flat in Crane Street, where she lived until deciding that she wanted to go into residential care in 2019. Dot has been extremely happy in Bupa aged care for the past 5 years. She's made some beautiful friends in Betty, Wenda, and Gay and Hazel, who are both deceased. Dot also loved all staff and has always praised Anna and the nurses. According to Dot's GP, Dr. Ben Rickard, she's a miracle woman, having survived a massive heart attack and the insertion of 4 stents 3 years ago. Since then, she's had trips to Leeton and Moala, and also joined in whatever was going on. Just before her 94th birthday in June last year, she had a stroke. Again, the medical profession couldn't believe how good she was considering the size and the position of the stroke. The cruel thing was losing her ability to speak. As we all know, she loved to chat. Dot requested in the will that in lieu of flowers, that we make a donation to a children's charity such as the Starlight Foundation, which reflects her life, always giving to and loving all children. Dot led a very simplistic life and requested her final journey be in a cardboard coffin and wanted all of the grandchildren to decorate it as they've done today. Dot is loved by so many. She has been a role model and an inspiration to many. Dot is mum, nan, nana, nanny, granny, Auntie Dot, Dotty, and was the heart of our family. Dot will be missed, but always in our hearts and memories. Thank you.
I will. Okay. No worries. Good morning. You meet some people in this life and you just know that they make the world a better place and you're richer for knowing them. Dotty was one of those people. I met Dotty and Jack when they moved up here to be with Carol. I thought they were such a lovely couple, loving and respectful and so caring of Carol and all the family. We've all been really fortunate to have happy memories of the times that we have spent with Dot. Of note for me is when Carol, Dotty, Jen and I went to New Zealand. It was there I learnt what a terrific fun-loving person Dotty was, with such a fantastic sense of humour and such a stayer. I could tell you many stories about our trip to New Zealand, but basically it started before we even got there. Going through customs, we needed to catch a connecting flight, and we were told that we needed to stay in the far queue, and we would get there. And we're thinking, this far queue is not moving. We have to be somewhere else. So Jen sings out, and we'd all been over and seen them. So Jen sings out, looking at Dotty, and says, "She's got apples! She's got apples!" And they said, "Nope, stay in that far queue." So we thought, and Dotty's there with a little giggle on her face and looking terribly innocent. So we said, what if we put Dotty in a wheelchair? Could we get through quicker? And they said, "No, you still got to stay in that far queue. That's the one that you've got to be in." So they ended up getting the joke as well of what they were saying to us constantly. And then after we arrived, the fun began. Christchurch, the trotters, the Christchurch Cup, the races. Look, that was an all-day and all-night affair, and Dotty was still going strong at 3 a.m. She was an absolute legend stayer. Carol will tell you all the different stories. There was so many different antics and fun, like the night the All Blacks played against Australia and the fun we had with that. Getting the car stuck, op shopping. We had to be very much a genius on a lot of these things. So I think, you know, as we all journey through life and meeting Dot, I know we all agree that Dot was just an exceptional person. You know, she had so many virtues. She was gentle, kind, deeply caring, compassionate, friendly, fun-loving, a positive person with such a strong, strong love of family and people. She was a very special woman. So I guess I think of Dotty and I just think of that song, always look on the bright side of life, da-dum, 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 da-dum. Always look on the bright side of life. So thank you, Dot, for being part of our lives and making this world a better place. It's been a privilege to know you and your family. Godspeed and shine bright. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. That was lovely. And Craig, well done. If anybody else would like to say a few words, we do have some time now. It can be quite difficult in such a formal situation, which is why you're all going to join together at the Cherry Tree Sports Club, where you'll be able to talk to each other and share stories to your heart's content. Oh, you want to say something? It's invariably, by the time I say it's not going to happen, somebody comes up. Well done.
I'll try. She's okay. Our dearest Dottie, I cannot express how absolutely honoured I feel to have this moment in front of all of you. Just some of the many, many people you have blessed during your precious time here as we celebrate your incredible life. And although I've always struggled to find the right words, today I speak with the courage that you blessed me with. And all those here today who were touched by your unconditional love and light. And on behalf of those who may not even have the words to say or be able to find the words to share how much just one person can change lives forever. I know I'm not alone when I say, Dottie, without you I would not be who I am today. During our time on this cruel and difficult world, some of us are sent what feels like a gift, sent from heaven. Dottie, you were an angel in the shape of our mum, auntie, granny, nanny, friend, and for one very special man, his soulmate. We don't say goodbye. We'll keep the memory of you inside. And I'd like to finish with a few words from a song that brings you to mind. When God takes you back, he says, hallelujah, you're home.
Thank you. I'm so glad you came up. Thank you so much. I'm going to give a long pause. Anybody else wants to come up? No. Okay. Thank you. We now have an opportunity to watch some pictures from Dottie's life. And this gives us an opportunity to reflect on Dottie, to remember her, and to acknowledge her in our hearts. So let us recall the special, personal qualities that made her unique and the way she contributed to our lives. The music, Any Dream Will Do, by Max Bygraves, I remember Max Bygraves, is a request of Dottie's.
I closed my eyes, drew back the curtain to see for certain what I thought I knew. Far, far away, someone was weeping beautiful and new. And in the east, the dawn was breaking as the world was waking. Any dream will do. A crash of drums, a flash of light, my golden cloak flew out of sight. The colors faded into darkness. I was left alone. The world and I, we are still waiting, still hesitating. Any dream will do. A crash of drums, a flash of light, my golden cloak flew out of sight. The colors faded into darkness. I was left alone. May I return to the beginning. The light is dimming and the dream is true. The world and I, we are still waiting, still hesitating. Any dream will do.
It's a good life. Dottie wrote a very comforting poem about how much she loved her life. Kylie and her daughter Kaylin Crow will come and read it to us.
A poem written by Granny. I have no great riches of silver and gold, but I have a vast storehouse of treasures untold. Memories of childhood, family and home, then husband and children, a home of my own. With the passing of years, new wonders unfold.
Now I have grandchildren and great-grandchildren more precious than gold. Yes, it is true, I have great wealth. I am surrounded by love and have a good health. Sorrows have tempered in the furnace of time, and memories endure of the joys that were mine.
We now have an opportunity to scatter remembrance petals onto Dottie's coffin. In this action helps us say our final farewell to her earthly form. And when you are complete, please would you return to your seats. Thank you.
Heart of my heart, I love that melody. Heart of my heart brings back a memory. When we were kids on the corner of the street, we were rough and ready guys, but oh how we could harmonize. Heart of my heart meant friends were dearer then. Too bad we had to tear would glisten if only I could listen to that gang that sang hard of my heart. Let me hear that barbershop quartet. Ready, fellas? Sing. Heart of my heart. It's my favorite. I love that melody. I can't think of anything better. Heart of my heart. Wonderful, isn't it? Brings back a memory. Keep it humble, boys. When we were kids on the corner of the street. Tell me all about it then. We were rough and ready guys, but oh how we could harmonize. Like one man. Heart of my heart. Not too much souvenirs, boy. Friends were dearer than. I want to listen. Too bad we had to part. I'll just sing this bit solo. Solo, you won't hear me. I know a tear would glisten if once more I could listen to that gang that sang heart of my heart. Everybody sing to that gang that sang heart of my heart.
The old songs are definitely a little bit shorter than the modern ones. The earthly life of Dottie Everett has come to a close. Now, I'm going to ask you to stand, but please, please, only if it's easy and comfortable for you to do so. Would you stand? We will begin our final farewell with the prayer that was offered at Jack's funeral. It is the 23rd Psalm, and I would like to invite Sharon DeRay to come and read it to us.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Thank you, Sharon. We ask, Dotty, that as you go on your journey, you are surrounded in the deepest of peace and in the deepest of love. We ask that you are now united with those you loved who have gone before you, most especially your dear Jack. We say farewell to you, Dotty, knowing that our relationship with you must change. We will miss those things we love about you. We will miss hearing your voice and seeing your face and feeling the touch of your hand. We cherish the memory of your loving, caring nature, your softness, your gentleness, and your humour. We cherish your friendship, and most of all, we cherish your love. We give thanks for Dotty, the years we have shared with her, the good we have seen in her, and the love we have received from her. She now lives in the fondness of our memories and in the tenderness of our hearts. With deep sadness at our loss, with thanks for a life so richly shared, as your season on this earth has come to a close, we now commit your body to the stardust to which it came. We have been remembering with love and affection a life now ended. As we each return to living our own lives, let us be enriched by these memories. Please, would you take your seats? And now, probably to no surprise to many, as Dotty would have loved, we are going to have a final sing-along to Roll Out the Barrel by Ronnie Kennedy. When that is complete, Mimi will come down and lead us out to We'll Meet You Again by Vera Lynn. But before we sing, I would like you to remind you to please join the family at the Cherry Street Sports Club. So now we have Roll Out, we'll just join in, but I'm not going to do it at the microphone. So now we have Vera, and Mimi will come forward and lead you out. Thank you. Sorry. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away.
Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
My desire is always to be on Mull of Kintyre. Far have I travelled, and much have I seen. Dark distant mountains with valleys of green, past painted deserts, the sun sets on fire as he carries me home to the Mull of Kintyre. Mull of Kintyre, oh mist rolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here, oh Mull of Kintyre. tears